What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are for episode 21 of our Madden 24 Arizona Cardinals franchise mode, where we have a gigantic matchup here, week 11 at home against the 6-4 San Francisco 49ers. A very good squad. We know what the Niners bring to the table as an 87 overall squad, and the winner of this game is going to be first place in the division when all is said and done. So it is a massive, massive opponent. And we have plenty to talk about before we can get into this game. Starting up with the questions about how we're going to handle this Niners squad. Protection for the quarterback was a major issue last week. Where do these struggles start? And I thought last week it was a little bit on the offensive line, not so much Kyler Murray. I don't think he's holding on the ball too long. I do think we are trying to reinvent the offense a little bit, so Kyler Murray's not rushing it for 1,500 yards a season. That's just not going to be sustainable long term. So I think we're going to focus on a little extra preparation this week, get everybody on the same page. We'll bump up the offensive line, pass block power, pass block finesse. Might be a little bit more difficult to run the ball, but a goal of 300 yards passing against the Niners, well, if you had to look at a weakness on the Niners defense, I suppose it would be the secondary versus trying to do a lot of damage against Fred Warner, Bosa, and all those guys on the front seven. So how do we stop them? Well, tell you right now, we are going to have to put Brock Purdy under constant pressure. We need B.J. Ojulari, our X factor at pass rusher. We're looking for 3 sacks here for a little bit of a boost, which is going to be very, very nice for the squad. We do actually have a little bit to talk about for the college prospects, which we'll get to in 1 second. However, there has been a lot of news swirling around this week around the owner of the Arizona Cardinals. Michael Bidwell is the owner of the Arizona Cardinals, has been the owner of the Arizona Cardinals for a very long time. And obviously, we just more so focus on the on-field issues, ups and downs of the Arizona Cardinals. However, you cannot ignore what is kind of going on off the field. And there was a news story that dropped this week about Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell exhibiting sexist and racially charged behavior to former employees, which is not great, man, especially after you saw the Commanders and everything happened with Dan Snyder, and then eventually he sold. There is a lot of pressure right now coming and eyes targeting the Arizona Cardinals organization as far as, like, you know, if you're going into who has the worst owner now in the NFL, now that Dan Snyder's gone. A lot of attention is kind of coming back our way to the Arizona Cardinals because of our owner, Michael Bidwell. There's also been the issue of Jonathan Gannon. How did the Arizona Cardinals hire Jonathan Gannon? There was a tampering process during the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl run, which I believe it was a third-round pick the Cardinals had to give up due to punishment because of the tampering for Jonathan Gannon. And obviously that comes back, that blowback comes back on Michael Bidwell, the owner. There also was an issue. Steve Keim was the GM back in the day, big 7-foot-looking ogre guy. He had DUIs, and he was still getting in contact with the team with burner phones and all that. Kind of blew back on Michael Bidwell. And, you know, you never want things like that coming back to the owner. You want the owner to make the news for, like, humanitarian reasons, for donations, for being, you know, all those other different things, his foundation, not burner phones, not sexual comments to females in the workplace. On top of, like, I remember they did that survey. NFL teams do that survey where they anonymously let players vote, and they kind of vote on everything, the training, the meal prep, the cafeteria, the staff, all that stuff. And, like, the Cardinals were, like, F, getting Fs. They were the worst across the NFL. And that also blows back on the owner. So all I'm going to say is that there is mounting pressure around the world of sports, in particular the world of the NFL, that Michael Bidwell, the owner of our Arizona Cardinals, might be the worst owner in sports. And there could start to be this pressure that we saw in Washington with Dan Snyder of finding a new owner. And what would hold this Arizona Cardinals team if they were to sell, if they were to find a new owner? Keep an eye on that for this offseason. That's all I'm going to say. Last piece of business before the Niners matchup. We have a prospect spotlight. This usually doesn't amount to a whole lot. I've seen this countless times, and it's not, this isn't unveiling a diamond in the rough. Sometimes you get a decent player. A lot of times it just feels like they pick a name. And I'm glad this guy's not our head scout, because if he was our head scout, we would have horrific scouting information. We'd be going in the wrong direction more often than not. But to get a very quick update on where the prospects are at, we have prioritized the offensive line. However, you know, we are not going to be able to probably pick where we want to be picking to get the best players that we have been scouting, which is never, ideal. We have some really nice wide receivers. I think wide receiver is going to be an outside need for the squad. I feel pretty good with the room that we got, but I'll tell you right now that I'm not looking at Steven Archibald, the deep threat out of Oregon, who has A, deep route running, B, catch in traffic, B, release, and very good shot with that elite acceleration, elite speed ceiling, as well as jumping, change of direction, agility, that he's not going to be a guy that we might fall in love with. You also have Adonis Knight at a Texas Tech, 6'4", 230, and I'm just thinking, what if I compare this guy with Marcus House? What is this guy going to be able to do? Has the potential to get great speed. So, he's not going to be a burner. He's not going to be an S-tier freak of nature, Megatron-type player, but he looks like he could be special. We have the offensive line, where Rasheem Jones has A, pass blocking, A, run blocking. That looks like a potential generational offensive tackle if we can find a way to get him. If he's a guy that slips out of the top 5. It's just really hard to project right now because I don't know where our final record's going to be. If we go on a losing streak, we don't make the playoffs, we're going to pick it in the teens, it might be worth a jump up to get a franchise tackle like this. The last time we saw a player like this, you guys wanted me to trade up for him, and it was Marcus House, and now he's literally the best receiver in the league right now as a rookie at tight end. But if we don't, we're doing our homework on every other tackle. But a good gauge here is letter grades. Like, I would look at Peter Lewis if I didn't have him fully scouted, and I would see 3 A's and a B. I'm like, oh, bona fide first rounder. But in reality, second, third round talent. So it is important. I think right after quarterback, I'd say he goes quarterback, edge rusher, offensive lineman. Those are like the 3 positions. You really want as much information as you can get. You do not want to be picking blindly at those spots because it can be very misleading for a variety of reasons. I think a big one on the offensive line is, like, athletically speaking, not a lot of tells. You could have a guy that's a legit athlete, ridiculous athlete, not particularly good. You could have a guy that has 20 reps on the bench press, which you think is a red flag, and he'll end up being a 75 overall. So we got to do our homework here. We do want to continue to beef up the offensive line. We are focusing on the offensive tackles, and hopefully when all is said and done, come draft time, we have a nice pool. Regardless of where we're picking, we have a guy or two on the offensive line that could come in and be an absolute game changer. We have on the defensive side, I also think a pass rusher. Getting another known quantity at pass rusher, guy with more upside to put on the other side of B.J. Ojulari is something I want to look at. But, of course, the most attractive-looking pass rushers right now, either are top 5 or they're not edges. So they're 3-4 defensive ends. And we don't need 3-4 pass rushers anymore, given the fact that we have changed schemes. So the fact that the top left defensive end, the top right defensive end both look promising, but they're both top 5 projected picks. That is, even if we have all the wheels fall off, we're not going to be picking top 5. And I don't know how aggressive we want to be, given how aggressive we were last year in the draft. We don't want to be too predictable when it comes to that front. I do think there's a shot, though. We have Nasir Woods here out of Notre Dame. I did a little extra scouting on him. He could be something. A pursuit, A tackle, chance for elite acceleration, elite speed. Now, he says round 1. That could still mean he's going 6th, 7th in the draft. He still could be absolutely out of reach. But I will say right now, if we don't go offensive tackle, this is the guy that I am currently the most intrigued by. Nasir Woods, remember the name, I think likely does not go top 5. And trading up outside of the top 5 definitely is going to be in the cards. Maybe we make the playoffs and our pick is in the 20s. It will be very expensive. Say if this guy is going in that, let's just say 7 to 10 range. Top 10 pick. It's going to cost a lot, but Nasir Woods looks pretty damn good. And I would say across all of the players right now that, we're still very early on in gathering information and trying to set our draft board. He's my favorite. He is my absolute favorite. He is the belle of the ball at about the midway point of the regular season. So, a little bit of update for the draft class. A little bit of update where the goddamn front office, shambolic front office that we have here in Arizona. We're trying to win. We're trying to focus on the football. We're 7-3. We are very much ahead of progress here in the Ben Johnson era. We have one of the best young teams in the NFL, yet we have our owner just making a goddamn mockery of the squad ahead of a gigantic matchup here against the San Francisco 49ers. We got to figure out how to stop Brock Purdy, which, honestly, it is what it is, man. We know what Brock Purdy is. We know he's the conductor of the offense. It's going to be the parts, the sum of the 49ers offense, not just Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is not going to take this game over by himself, but a combination of Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk. They have outstanding weapons. We're going to have to make sure we shut those guys down. How do we attack the 49ers? Well, they're not particularly good at stopping the dink and dunks, so we are going to throw it short. We're going to try to keep their offense off of the field, and hopefully that is a key to success. Now, I did spend some stat points to unlock all 6 of our weekly strategy training slots. Now, I haven't been cheesing them, haven't been going in trying to get gold medals and all these drills just because I did see some of the comments. They're fun to do. Every now and again and while we were chasing that dev trait for Owen Papo. But there is also an element of, you know, I don't know how well I'd feel if I was just grinding these every single week and getting 5, 6, 7 superstar dev players just because I crushed the focus. I don't know. That's a fine line to try to walk right now. And I think that unless there's a guy, I almost feel like it's cheesy in a way. It absolutely is cheesy in a way. You don't always get a dev trait. I can literally focus all 6, do all 6 gold medals every single week and not have any dev traits, right? And that was obviously funny for a little bit, for some maybe, when we're trying to get that dev trait for Owen Papo. But I also feel like, what if I did get great rolls? What if I did this, let's just say from here on out to the end of the season, and everyone went up dev trait they could. And we finished Kenny Hodges superstar, Owen Papo superstar, Roosevelt Bond superstar. We had our 2 X Factor. Like, let's just say I had everyone and I got 6 new superstars. I'd feel like, all right, that's a little cheesy at the end, like myself. I don't know how you guys would feel as viewers. I feel like, I don't know, it's weird. It's a very weird concept of like, one would be, yes, it would be sick. My team would be so good. I'm taking use of a new feature in the game that if I was just doing this offline, I'd probably be trying to go and get as many superstars as I possibly can. But on the exact same opposite side of that, it's like, now my team's too overpowered. Did I cheese the system to get all of these dev traits to make my super team here? And now it's just a little bit lame. I don't know. I don't know what that feeling I'm trying to describe is. And I feel like the easiest way around that is when we get a scenario, and it might come up with Hodges, might come up, but anytime we have a player that clearly gets shafted for something. Like, I think right now, if I had to pick one player that might be worth focus trading every week, could be Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray probably should get off that star dev, and he's earned a superstar dev. And if that's the case, there is a situation that I think we should be going in and trying to get a dev trade. The exact same way we tried getting a dev trade on Owen Papo. But if there's not a situation like that arising where we need to be chasing a needed dev trade increase, I think it's just easy just to sim the trading, take the extra XP, and let it be. Love to hear what you guys think. If you guys think that my idea here, my rambling, I think the way getting it around is, only chase a dev trait if a player's been getting robbed of it. If you think that's fair, next episode and on, we're going to try to chase a dev trait through these trainings for like a 9-time offensive player of the week with no scenario, Kyler Murray. If you think we should be playing them all, I can go back to it and we can try chasing dev trait for everybody. If you think we should straight up just sim every focus player training, let me know. I would like to hear you guys' feedback. But for today's episode, we will just sim it, and hopefully we get no injuries. We get a clean bill of health. And hopefully also you guys are down with me trying to chase a dev trait for Kyler Murray for the remainder of the season, for the remainder of his career here in Arizona. So we got a healthy game on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, also healthy. Love to see it. Full strength, or at least as full strength as we can be against the Niners, with a nice juicy upgrade to Boogie Basham, kind of the forgotten man, a part of our pass rush. Let's go make Brock Purdy's life a living hell. Let's go force some turnovers, and let's finish this episode first place in our division. All right, we got them a 3rd and 1 on their opening drive. So where you, god damn man, we brought they got use check, a full. How did we just let a fullback go for like 69 yards? Hit him right back with it. Hit him right back with it, Roosevelt Bonds. It's a foot race. And there we go. Full, like 70-yard fullback dive. Follow it up with a running back. Russian Teddy, 75 yards. Up the middle. All right. Tit for tat, as they say. But there we go. That's a big-time play. Ojulari. Anytime they sub out CMC, that's when we need to take advantage. That is a big-time TFL. We're a little man here on 3rd and long. What do we got? Papo on George Kittle. Oh, come on. And just no tackling. Just decide not to tackle deep. That's a... All right, this game definitely feels like, you know, whatever team has to punt first or settle for a field goal first is not going to win. So let's make sure we're not on that end. Ooh. Okay. Fred Warner's really good. I don't think he's good enough to go backwards 5 yards and make a play on house. Let's go. All right, couple runs, sets up a 3rd and 3. We're honestly, I think 3 yards and under their side of midfield. We probably got to be going for it here. We're going to hit him on the play action. You got Fred Warner, as good as he is. He can't hang with Rondale Moore in coverage. Good matchup for us to exploit. They're going to continue to do that. Ooh, a slant? Ooh! Do it! Let's go, man. Gotta use Kyler Murray more as a scrambler this year. And remind everybody, I know he only has like 200 yards rushing last year, 1,300 yards rushing. But he can outrun Bosa. You know Bosa hates that. Hey, he's boogie bash him. Had a hell of a week of practice. Got a skill point, and Purdy, he is not getting up. Not a lot of pain on his face. Big time, man. If he wasn't there, man, he would have got smashed by Ojulari chasing him down. We might be able. This is, I mean, as good of a chance as any to get the first punt of this high-scoring matchup. 3rd and 16. And they go with the screen pass, which... That was almost a broken controller situation there. But luckily, we muddied it up a little bit and forced the punt. Okay. I feel that's coming. I feel like that's not going to be the last time we're going to have a Fred Warner forced fumble situation. Lucky we fell on that. That's going to be the equalizer in here. Even if we start getting momentum, I could see a Fred Warner fumble creeping up at some point in the second half. And we're going to send Hollywood Brown deep. Just because why not? And he won off the line. Come on. Too long. We took too long. Oh my god, we had him. We had him. Fuck me! Now we're going to go back 4 verts and gonna get all covered sacky. God damn it, man. We had him. I don't even know who he's going with. Charvers Ward? Kyle's got to make someone miss here. No, any fucking... How many? Just give them a damn fumble, man. Every time we're going to fumble, just give it to him. Come on. Fuck's sake. Like, he literally fumbled it himself. Lenore didn't force a fumble. Kyler just dropped it. Just give him the damn win right now, man. If that's what we're dealing with. And we got one of those games, too. I mean, we've been talking about it a little bit in Pink Sleds, where it's just the other quarterback just has audibles 90% of the time. And when they don't audible, good things happen. But when they do audible, I can't, like, they just audible the perfect play to beat my defense. So, the fumbles, I knew it was going to be tough. These are the 2 best teams in the division. They got CMC just breaking tackles left, right, and center, but contain it a little bit. 3rd and goal. Got to protect 7 yards behind our ass here, fellas. Papo's supposed to blitz. I think we're just going to kind of use him as the free man here. Clog out the middle of the field. And good coverage play there. And we're going to hold them to a field goal. Not that bad. Coming off of a drive where we had 2 fucking fumbles offensively. Run it. I don't know if this is the best. Our best path to getting this first down, but that's what Coach wanted. We're going to call what Coach wants. Hit the spin move. Gets the first down. Bonds is special. Oh, come on. That's a tough catch. You got to make that. Third and 10 on the 48. Put Bonds in pass pro here. What? Come on. Okay, Alberto has been underrated for making plays for us. Albert freaking out, and he makes it. Look, that gets extra yards. Alberto's one of those guys this year. We've only had him for a little bit, but back when, especially, we had the stamina sliders all messed up. Alberto, I have enough confidence saying he's one of the guys in Madden 24 who plays a lot better than his base rating. You find those guys every year. I think he's very much in that conversation, at minimum. Let's go, baby. 2nd and 9. Looking for 100 yards for Bonds. We're able to bounce to the outside. I think that's Dre Greenlaw, though. I mean, he's a nice linebacker, man. He's a linebacker 1 on most teams in the NFL. So that sets up 3rd and 11. No turnovers. We can tie this one up. We got Alberto, though, in the money route. Okay. Oh, had him. I think we had him. That is a bad throw by Kyler Murray. Kick the points. Tied up. 42 yards. The rookie Klein has been pretty much automatic. Keep the streak alive. I think we missed 1 kick with him this year. Still pretty good. He's no Matt Prater, but he's pretty good. Sure, yeah, all right. Classic. Brock Purdy, 7 of 8. He's not missing anything unless we're sacking him or almost sacking him type of under pressure. It's one of them games, man. I mean, the Niners are good. They got a lot of star talent, but if there's a tackle to be broke, they're going to break it. If there's an audible to a money play, they're going to audible to it. If there's going to be an RNG fumble, they're going to get the benefit of the doubt. We have to play a perfect game to hang with them. Okay. Confusing them a little. We're confusing them. That's good. 3rd and 10. We get the ball to start the second half. Plus, we get to stop here, hold them. We're going to have a little bit of time to try and force the ball downfield. We need to get a stop. Off the field, 3rd and 10. That's going to be at the line, 4th and 1. Alberta timeout. I'm going to guess they're going to kick the field goal here. Fuck. All right, they're going for it. Goddamn fullback, man. God, how's he been their best player? The human-animal hybrid going down, holding his wrist. It's his Apple Watch. His Apple Watch is infecting his bloodstream with fentanyl. Goddamn globalists holding our team down. Oh, he threw out of that sack. Brock Purdy got those types of animations, throw out a sack like that? I don't think so. And he broke his arm. Keep Alex Jones in your prayers, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully he doesn't start a podcast during the downtime. Okay. Well, CFC on the 1. It's pretty much foregone conclusion. Okay, coach had this play like 5 fucking sheets. Is this a money play? Is someone going to be wide open? Is this why you told me to run it? Oh! Let's go, coach! Ben Johnson, a wizard. He knew the right play. Okay, we gotta get House involved. I don't think he has a freaking catch yet. But also can't force to him. We were to throw that, it would have been a pick. See, that is the worst thing. I do live commentaries. Like I record. A lot of people will just record it and then come back over and like dub it over. I go live, so when I say something, like I got to get House involved. I'm like a quarterback. I force it because that's what I'm talking about, and it leads to turnovers. That was just ill-advised throw there, Kyler. Not his best half of throwing the football. 3rd and 10, chance to redeem himself. Man, we got to get House going. I'm going to audible him to see if we can get his ass in the end zone. Nothing. Take the points. Get the ball to start the second half. My worry is the minute or so we have to halftime if the Niners are going to be able to do anything with it. 2nd and 10. We got Bonds at the backfield. House on a slant. God damn it, man. That's actually a pretty decent throw there, but we got to get House going. Third and 1, we're going to go counterculture here. Instead of the power back, we're going to bring in the shifty Calvin Austin. He's just so fast. Go Kyler. Got out of bounds because I'm a little worried about the fumbleitis. Flag on the play. What is that? Usually holding. Personal foul. Personal foul on what? Unnecessary roughness? Sure. Take that. A little home cooking. We got Roosevelt Bonds jumping into the next level. Over 100 yards on the day. I just like these curls. It's going to be Albert O for some reason. Again, if that was House, I'd love that matchup. Why is my fucking... It's the first drive of the second half! Why is he out of the game? He's not hurt. Fuck's sakes, man. Come on! My brain hurts. And oh, look, he gets the fucking underarm! It's one of them days, man. One of them days. Oh, is your fucking X Factor tight end gassed on the 5-play opening drive of the second half? Can't be in there in the red zone? Is that what's going on? Oh, and then you got Brock Purdy just fucking making Mahomes. Like, what's next? You gonna get that cheesy throw in the run Mahomes animation? Just give him that here today. Why not? There you go. Fucking throw to that, pussy. 3rd and 14. Come on, fellas. Thank you. There you go. Throw off the run, a little awkward. We get Hollywood Brown going. Another guy, we gotta get involved. Kind of a quiet player, even though he's our highest rated skill position player. Go, 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 go. Okay, great. And just another, I guarantee, like, where's everyone? Where's House at? Why are you coming out in the red zone? Drop. Yeah, because we have our fucking 5th string wide receiver out there. Just run it. Just fucking run it, man. If all my good players are checking out in the red zone, fucking run it down their throats. There we go. Debo -3. Second huge TFL of the game from Ojulari. Watch the goddamn fullback run. Watch 44 getting this. Oh! Just an why would you go play action there? Terrible play call. Overthinking by Kyle Shanahan. And that is a huge stop from the Cardinals defense. Go 95 yards right now. Chew up most of the fourth quarter. And end with a touchdown. Okay, drop. Brutal drop, but he does have his X factor enabled. Can't get too upset. See if we can take a shot here. I think ideally, House. I think you're going to have Fred Warner go and double on House. You got Hufanga there. It's going to be Rondale Moore in between that corner and linebacker. We can get him somewhere around the 20. And or just that. Nothing. He wanted to check down. Of course he wanted to check down. That's all he got. 3rd and 9. Go cover show here. And I think the play is to use your Papo and make sure 85 doesn't have a just easy grab. There you go, man. Easy to stop. Niners are very talented. They have X factors that take games over. But they do play how they play in real life. Take away the easy throws and make life difficult. Make Purdy have to make a play. And we're luckily able to get off, and they shanked the... I mean, that's a tough kick. 61 yards. Great opening field position here. We do not have an answer for Roosevelt Bonds. And Hargrave gets hurt. Okay. Let's go, House. He's quiet, but if you show up in the fourth, no one's going to remember the fact that you were just pretty much getting cardio out there for the first half. Now, here's actually one of my least favorite plays, but with how we've been running, using the mixed direction, they're in the backfield by the time you make that little misdirection run, but I want to be optimistic that we can actually make something out of that play. Not really. We'll go toss, man. Roosevelt Bonds, game ball, locked up here today. 150 yards against a very difficult defense, and he gets the hat trick, 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. Roosevelt Bonds. He's missed a bunch of weeks, and he is re-entering right now. Offensive Rookie of the Year conversation. Well, that blocked very well. Just too much speed. Too much speed power personified. Roosevelt Bonds, a.k.a. Darren McFadden. 3rd and 13. Let's take away 85. They just got nothing, man. They got absolutely nothing. You take away the check down over the middle of the field. They just panic to the check down of CMC at the backfield. Like a book, man. This is why the Niners are never going to win the Super Bowl until they make adjustments, because there's just like this utter trust in their scheme, and that their scheme's always going to work. But their scheme is incredibly predictable, and the Niners are good because their scheme's predictable and they can still win. They have enough talent to be predictable and still be better than you. But you can stop what they're good at. They got nothing else. They have no other tools to go to. Roosevelt Bonds, look at his 4th right. This is a personal game at this point. We want to run the score up if we can. We'll just take any points at this point, though. I'd love to run it up, but let's make this lead 13. But another thing, it's like they're just... don't you know you're down 2 scores? You're just chewing the clock up? Sure. Helps me out. Wish that would have happened on the other side of the 2-minute warning. I don't love 3rd and 3 here. We took the ball out of Roosevelt Bonds' hands. But play defense. What a punt. What a punt! Get the gong out! Okay, we're blowing this. We're blowing this, fellas. Come on. Like, where's Ojulari? Where's my guys? I mean, they're surely going to start getting tired soon, right? I might have to burn a timeout just to get fresh legs out here. I don't know what that was. Where is Ojulari? Like, I don't see none of their guys leaving the game. CMC still in there. Ayuk's still in there. No, we're just going to have all my fucking, like, my backups. Just, it's unbelievable, man, this game. What is going on? There we go. They got their backups in. Okay, come on. One snap. Put Ojulari in so I can sack him and get this game over with. Nope. Okay, guess not. We got Zaven Collins. They throw it up. Let's go. Big win, man. Big win. Felt like there was a lot of forces against us in this matchup, and we were able to persevere and remain first place in the division. 37-31 on the back of Roosevelt Bonds. 185 yards rushing. 3 tuts. Kyler was hit or miss, for sure. Hit or miss, but didn't cost us. We relied on the run game. We relied on Kyler's legs a little bit, even though there was a bad fumble in there. Roosevelt Bonds, 185 yards, 3 touchdowns for the rookie out of Utah State. 5 broken tackles. Huge. Immense. Marcus House, his lowest productive game this year. Still leading receiver, 5 catches, 64 yards. Definitely sucked that he just was on the field nearly as much as he should be. Rondell Moore, 95 yards, was nice. On the defensive side, 11 tackles, Jalen Thompson. We got 3 TFLs and a sack and a half, Zaven Collins. 2 TFLs from Ojulari, which are huge. 2 TFLs, a sack and a half from Owen Papo, which is coming a little bit of like a blitz specialist on our defense. Boogie Basham with a full sack on the day, but that is a gigantic victory for the Arizona Cardinals. We got some nice upgrades to follow. The kicker, who has been ability slide. Is that that's a superstar kicker? That'll do. Add that to an already historic class, and Roosevelt Bonds going nuclear against the Niners. We're gonna work right there on power back, even though he's not. I wouldn't put him in that box. Got like 90-some speed. And the follow, we had a couple of little scenarios that we had to talk about. One was the offensive line protecting Kyler Murray, and that is exactly they did a good job. So we get 1,000 XP for everybody. We allowed 0 sacks, so we get +5 pass block and finesse for the next couple games. Kyler Murray got 5 morale, which I do think we need because the last 2 weeks, Seattle lost, a lot of picks, still had a pick this week, no passing touchdowns, so it's good to keep his morale up. And we also have stopping the 49ers offense, which I think, you know, for the most part, for what it felt like we could control, we did a great job. So the D-line are going to have +5 power and finesse move for the next couple games. They also got themselves a morale boost, which is really nice. Did get an update, though, on Alex Jones, the human-animal hybrid upper arm fracture. So that means his arm snapped. Maybe it wasn't a complete break. Only 3 weeks. That seems like IR, 7-8 week injury. But because he is part machine, it's only 3. We're just going to, you know, order some parts off Amazon to put them back together. The highlights off of all those XP. We got Marcus House, who we're going to bring up to a base 85 overall, which we got a nice little boost. Break tackle, deep route running, run block, +3, making him a complete player. Never hate seeing my tight end that is clearly a receiver get some run blocking, which he can always use a little bit of that, Mr. House. And Ojulari, premier pass rusher. And I think right now our plan's probably we should just focus on getting up to 85 speed rusher to unlock some more moves for him. versus, you know, trying to bring up the other attributes to try and, you know, get our full access to every single ability in this game. We'll prioritize Speed Rusher, and he's looking also very, very nice for us. And we have this episode with a breakout linebacker scenario. We can only hope that is for Owen Papo. But we're going to call it on that one here today. I got to go record a rebuild for you guys to come out tomorrow. It's going to be the Raiders. We're going to try to fix the Raiders. That's going to be pretty fun. And I thought it was just so much focus. This game was so big against the Niners. Let's do that. And then the next episode, we'll probably get what should be a winnable game. We're heavy favorites against the Falcons. We'll have the bye week. And I think we'll probably squeeze in that Week 14 game against Dallas. That is going to be very intense. But that'll do it for me today, guys. We are going, I think the next franchise will be Cardinals, because we did do a couple of pink slips in a row. More so because we're doing like that most feared thing. And I wanted to get those in before Halloween. But there has been a slight decline in the frequency of our Cardinals uploads. So I'm going to try to play a little bit of catch up. So the next time we do a franchise, it will be Cardinals before we do pink slips again. So thank you guys very much for watching. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. How do you think the fallout of Michael Bidwell is going to play into this offseason? What do you think the course of actions is going to be? Let me know what you guys think could happen in the comment section below, and I'll see you back in the next one. Till then, it's your boy C4. Peace out. Love ya. Have a good one.